Hi friends, welcome back to Canada Tried and Tested. It's a beautiful day today. It's drizzling outside and it's very comfortable weather. Today I had some work and I took service of Uber. And both the time I took service of Uber, I met two different personalities from two different countries and had a wonderful conversation with both of them. This is the good thing about using Uber service, that I get to interact with people. So the first gentleman, he moved from Pakistan, Karachi in 2002 when internet was still very nascent. Information was not immediately available the way things are now, and he was a PhD in chemistry, and he had a very comfortable job with one of the known company back home. So when he decided to move to Canada, one of his neighbor he got to know through common friend, and he reached out saying, hey, you know what, I have also come back from Canada, and why do you really want to go to Canada and risk your job what you have and the security what you have of being in your home country. Now this is not something which anyone wants, especially when everything is done and you're about to move. So this gentleman said, Gopi, you know what, I knew what I'm getting into and it might turn ugly, but this was my decision that I want to come to Canada. Nobody forced me and I wanted to follow through on that. So he also mentioned that this gentleman who was speaking to him, he said that you are having a beard and you also wear turban, so you will not get a job in Canada because the work demands completely different dress code or dress etiquette. So you will not be able to follow what you're following here in Pakistan. So with these words, the other person ended the conversation. And when this gentleman, he came to Canada, he started feeling that pressure. You have suddenly left your job, you come to a new place, you have to start from beginning. So he said, Gopi, I came with 4 bags, 2 suitcase and 2 other luggage, and I came here, and first 4 months were complete struggle. I was not getting job. I would go and reach out to people for job. Some point I became so desperate that I went for a survival job. In those days, things were not as comfortable as you can just go pick up a car and start driving Uber or the food delivery service. Those kind of avenues were not there. So it was very difficult for him to get to the fact that he has to take a labor job. So he went ahead and he took this labor job, and the place where he was working, there was another gentleman who had moved from India and he was PhD in environmental science. So he said, we both were PhD, so we started interacting, and this gentleman who had come from India, he was completely dejected. He was there for a very short time and he said, this is not what I have come for. And this feeling, I can completely understand, and I have talked about this many a times in my previous video also, that many a times your personal circumstances and your country's circumstances back home defines how comfortable or kind Canada looks to you. So this gentleman from India, from day one, he felt that he does not belong to this place, and he said after a few days he decided to go back. Whereas this gentleman who was driving Uber today, he told me that Gopi, 4 months were struggle, but somehow I tried to survive and I kept trying, and I did not change any of my the way I would appear. I would go in my Pathani dress, he would wear that in 2002, and he still has beard. Today when I met him, he still had this beard. So I asked him, did you face any kind of problem for your appearance? He said, I think it was a myth. Once I came here and I started integrating, I found people to be very kind and very respectful. So after 4 months, he got his job in a pharmaceutical company as a quality assurance specialist. So he was telling that on the day of interview, one lady who was taking interview, she gave him few documents and few questionnaires which he had to attempt within 30 minutes. And he looked at the entire questionnaire and he says he finished within 5 minutes. And he says, Gopi, from that day onwards, it was never a looking back. And I started to integrate here slowly, and things started to only get better after that. So he bought house, he was well settled, and all this was happening until his family back home required him. So this is one problem many of us will deal with when our families are back home. So he had to go back to Pakistan, leave his job here. He went back to Pakistan, and then this was in 2015. So he was here for almost 13 years, and he went back to Pakistan. He was working there with a Pakistani company, and he was able to again integrate back at the same level without any hindrance. And he moved back to Canada last year. Again, it is a reset for him. Here he's trying to find job, he's applying, but he's very hopeful that today there are avenues like Uber, where he's able to drive Uber and keep his economy running. So this is a story which I wanted to bring in front of you to tell you that whatever the circumstances is, however bad it is, at some point everything comes back to normalcy, and it is on to you how you want to make this positive. So I really like this conversation which I had. The other gentleman, he moved from Syria to Canada recently. I don't know how many years he's been in Canada, but by the conversation we had, it looked like he's been here for 2 to 3 years at least. And he was a practicing lawyer back home in Syria, and he moved to Canada for his kids and family. And after he moved here, for him to practice here in Canada law, he has to undergo a licensing of 3 years, which he was not very keen to go with, and he instead did the immigration law course. And he started working with one of the firm. I did not ask the name of the firm, but out of curiosity I said actually it's a in demand profession, because a lot of people are immigrating to Canada and they require people like you to get assistance. And he said, you know what, I worked there, and as a lawyer I was able to bring my knowledge also, but my conscience was not allowing me to go ahead and do that job. And that is where it surprised me, and I asked him why so. And he found that the candidate who are aspiring to come to Canada, even if they were not eligible, somehow these firms would go entice them, saying that it is possible for you to come to Canada, get them with the process, and afterward the person is hanging in with the hope that Canada will invite, and he has paid his money, right? So I don't know what program he was talking about, but this is what the first hand interaction what I had with him had to say. So I inquired him then what is the way forward for him. So he mentioned that I've been trying to find work, and I've been trying to look at a few NGOs and places where I can give my expertise. Despite all the challenge what he's going through now, he finds more peace being in Canada. And I would also completely agree, many of the people who go back from here back to their home country, one of the reason for that is the choice what they have, that they can go back, and sometimes that also becomes a bottleneck for you to move forward as a parabola. So I will talk about this parabolic motion in my next video on the cycle which every immigrant goes through, and I'm sure you will be able to correlate with that even if you are not here in Canada. So do keep looking for that video. I will post that very shortly. and I thought, I'll share such stories even in future, so that you get to know how each and every individual is unique. They have their own struggle story, but at the end, what matters is the hope, and that hope is what keeps them progressing in life. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do comment and let me know if you have any thoughts, or you want to see any video which I should be making. I'll definitely try to make that. Thanks for watching Canada Tried and Tested.